Hi, welcome to Chris Cook for You Too. Have I got a great recipe for you today? Okay, so today we're going to be doing rutabagas. It's an old school recipe, but it's really, really good. And it's especially good for diabetics. I think this is one that you can put in your choice of foods that you have on your menu, and you can truly not fear eating it because it's really, really good. Here are the ingredients that you're going to need. Of course, you're going to need the rutabagas. You're going to need some chopped up onion. Here I just did the garlic and the onion powder together. So if you have it separately, you can use it that way, or you can use your favorite seasonings, whatever it is you choose to use. I have some salt and pepper down here, and I'm going to put some bacon in it because that's what I normally fry it up with, is some bacon. And I'm also going to add this ingredient. Now, if you've never tried this, this is really, really good in your rutabagas. This is crackling skins. Back in the day, we used to use just skins that you would get in a rubber band. Then you would have to cook them for a long period of time and then add your rutabagas. But now an easier way to do this is with crackling skins. And don't knock this until you've tried it. This is the way I cook mine. I truly enjoy it. These turn into meat skins. There's so many different products on the market that you can use, not only the way it was intended, but you can use it in different recipes that you may be having, you may be cooking that people don't know about. So if you haven't had it this way and you love skins, try it because you're truly going to enjoy it. Now, I want to tell you something about rutabagas. If you're not familiar with rutabagas, rutabagas are the cousins to any turnips. These have a waxy outer peel on it, and it's kind of hard for me to peel it. But once you get it peeled and then you slice it up, this is very, very good, very tasty. It has a little bit of a turnip taste with a sweetness to it, but it's really, really good. So I'm going to go away, get this all cut up, and we're going to come back and put together this very good, yet nutritional and full of vitamins, this very good meal that I think you're truly going to enjoy. Be right back. Okay, I'm at the stove and I'm getting ready to fry up this bacon. And you don't have to fry up the bacon as if you were cooking it for breakfast. You can just put it down over in your pot because I'm gonna stir it. It's not like I'm gonna be turning it over. So you want to get this fried up because you want the flavor from the bacon and you want the fat that it renders to cook up your onions and to help to season your rutabagas. So I'm gonna fry this up, and sitting over to the side, I have my rutabagas that are already sliced up. And I got my cracklings sitting back there. I have the salt, the pepper, and the onion and garlic powder here. And instead of me using water, you can use water or chicken broth. But the liquids that I'm going to use to cook my rutabagas in is going to be chicken broth. Reason for that is because it's going to give it just a little bit more flavor. And I want that. But you can use water. It's really optional. So I'm going to, while this bacon is frying up, I'm going to bring it back once I get it all fried up. The only thing I'm going to do is when I get ready to turn it, and I'm just showing you this now because it's going to take me a minute to get my pieces fried up. I'm just going to turn it with this ladle. That's going to be it. I'm just going to turn it with this wooden ladle. And like I said, you're not trying to fry it up like you're cooking it for breakfast. And what's going to happen is you're going to get a little bit of the residue, the crust down there. You want that. So you're going to need that to help flavor up your rutabagas. So when I get this bacon fried up, see, that's the way I'm going to do it. When I get this bacon all fried up, I'll bring you back and show you the next step. Be right back. Okay, now I'm back and all of my bacon is out, and see, it's just soft fried up. And you want to fry that. Now, there's residue down in the bottom of here. You can see the brown particles. Don't worry about that. I'm going to go ahead and fry up my bacon. Fry up my onions in the same grease that I fried up the bacon in, because that's going to just help to flavor my rutabagas. So I'm going to fry this up, get like a soft crunch on it, take it out, and then I'll be ready to go to the next step, which is going to be to put in the rutabagas. And what's going to happen is this brown residue that's down in here, that's going to help. Once the liquids hit it, it's going to come up, but it's going to help also to season my rutabagas. So I'll bring you back at that point. Be right back. Okay, so I've cooked up my onions. I've taken out some. I'm going to add back a few pieces of this bacon. And then I'm going to start to rotate in my rutabagas. So I put some rutabagas on the bottom. Put a little bit more of this bacon and the onions down over in. Put some more rutabagas. Put the rest of this, which is my onions and my bacon. I did not remove that grease that I cooked it in. The grease from the fats from the bacon, I didn't remove it, or the onions, I didn't. Now I'm going to add in some salt. I'm going to add in some black pepper. And this is my garlic and my onion seasoning. I'm going to add that in. Now, at this point, I'm not going to add the cracklings. Okay? I'm going to wait on the cracklings until midway through the cooking process. But I am going to put in about 1.5 cups of the chicken broth. Like I said, right here you can use water if that's what you choose to do. Okay, so once I do that, I'm going to allow this. I just wanted to regulate my heat, and I'm cooking it on like a simmer or a medium. Really, it's like a medium. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, put this top on. I'm going to allow it to cook for 30 minutes before I bring you back, and then I'm going to add in my cracklings. I want you to know something. You see this color on the rutabagas? When they cook up, they're going to be an orangey color. Okay, and that's really how you can tell when they're getting close to being done. They'll be an orangey color. And when you can cut them with a fork, like now you can't cut them because they're too hard. But when I can put a fork in, or I can put that ladle in and I can cut it, then you know that they are done. So I'll bring you back in about 30 minutes and show you what it looks like. Be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and so I'm just now gonna stir this. And see how they've turned that orange color. I'm gonna put some more liquids in here because I don't have enough in here. And it's at this point so I had 3 rutabagas, nice size rutabagas, so I used this whole 32 ounces of chicken broth. You don't have to do that, but I did. So it's at this point that I'm going to go ahead and add in my cracklings. Now, don't knock this until you tried it, okay? Do not knock it until you tried it, because I'm telling you, when you come back and I'll show you this, it's going to look just like meat, which is exactly what it is. But it's at this point, see, I can break it with my spatula. See, I broke that with my spatula. So I'm going to let this cook about maybe 10-12 minutes, and I'll bring you back, show you what it looks like. There it is. You'll hear a little bit of a pop. You may not hear, but when you put them in, you'll hear a little bit of a pop where they're crackling like, and then it'll start to soften up. So I'll bring you back. Okay, I'm back, and I want to just stir in my pot. See, I got a lot of meat down over in with these, but look. See, these are softening up. Okay, they're not soft enough to cut yet. Some of them are. Yeah. They're not soft enough to cut yet, but they will. So I'll show you once they're soft enough to cut. And I want to show you this, if I can. I can't because I had to. There, you can see a little bit of it. See how your granules in the bottom of your pan. I'm flipping backwards and forth just so you can see it. how it begins to come up, and it's used like as a thickening agent for your juices for your that's on your rutabagas. Okay, and that's a lot of meat in there. Okay, so I'm gonna let this cook just a few more minutes, and then I'll bring you back and I'll break up one of those crackling skins so you can see exactly how it is. Be right back. Okay, now I'm back, so I'm gonna show you what this actually looks like. Well, before I stir in it, let me pull this. Okay, I don't know how I can make you see how it jiggles. It's no longer that hard skin that it was. Okay, now these are ready. There's one right there. Hot. See, it's soft. It's soft now. I don't know if I can cut it. There you go. See? There's the other half of it. Okay, so it's soft now. So this is ready. I'm serving this with my dinner. So I'm going to leave it here. I'll plate something and I'll put it at the end of the video. That's how you do rutabagas, okay? And I'll plate this up. And as always, thank you for watching. Chris Cook for you too. Bye. Please follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Chris Cook for you too. And don't forget to share this video. Bye.